cannot be overemphasized. Let me just read it out. Because political dialogue obtains in a political culture of organization, and what it means here is that if in a political culture, when the military are taught to fight and to kill, but in political parties, you are supposed to be talking, and views in order to be able to arrive at an amicable solution to the problem that is facing us. So dialogue enhances public confidence in democratic institutions and processes. Political dialogue by parties arrive together at the desired amicable understanding through exchange of views, ideas, and opinions. Very difficult for us to arrive at a consensus. I hope it is clear.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What are the objectives of political dialogue? Centers are on the same page in their diagnosis of issues. Which means what? If we are problems which are facing us today, as we heard this morning from the leaders who were talking here, you see, people are avoiding issues, mentioning the thing. Where the problem is, people are avoiding. And if people are avoiding to mention, say this is a spoon, what you say it is a big spade, or somebody says it is a spoon, and somebody says no, it's not a spoon, it's a big spade. We are avoiding to arrive at the same, we are not consensitized. We are not arriving at the truth together.
Yes.
Because arriving at the truth together means that you will now minimize the differences between us. Is it clear?
Yes.
Or I'm just talking?
I don't know.
It's clear. So, or it is blue. But if you say this one is no, it is green, and then the other one says no, it is not green, it is pink, then we are not on. Which is discussion. Dialogue is discussion, engaging in discussion. It's not a debate. You are not debating to win. We are debating, you are not debating to win an argument that I'm right and this is wrong. No. You are engaging in a discussion, in a dialogue that all of you are winners. Is it clear?
Yeah.
That we are all winners. Nobody is the winner. If you enter into dialogue in the hope that you are going to be the winner, then you are wrong. So, it means that we have to engage in deep listening. You have to listen to what the other one is saying. And listen carefully. Say that you understand what he is saying. I understood it, and then you go and interpret it in a different way. No. That would be wrong. So, political dialogue, no. And I think this is some of the things we need to train ourselves. What remains is for us now to implement what we have agreed on. What are the principles? The core principles underlying political dialogue are inclusiveness. Dialogue takes place between two or more people, is a repetition. and I think this is meant for us to sink down into our heads the meaning of dialogue. It takes place between two or more people and parties, suggesting that political dialogue in the context of South Sudan must bring together diverse sections of South Sudanese society. However, we should be cautious about what we are talking about. If the issue is about the basic law of the land to define the nature and character of the state, whether it is a monarchy, parliamentary republic, or a democracy, or a presidential republic, this would involve everybody with an opinion. So, everybody with an opinion now claims the right to participate in this debate, in this, not debate, in this dialogue. Okay? Because it involves your future, it involves your identity, it involves all the symbols of national identity. If, on the other hand, the issue is about coalition building in government, and which we heard about the morning, this would involve only the political parties. There is no way members of civil society, religious denominations, or interest groups wouldn't demand separate visibility. You don't have to include them because their interests would have already been taken care of in the political parties. So here what I'm talking about is, if you are talking about the formation of a coalition government,
yes.
What we have, a coalition government which comes after the elections, for instance. Okay? Because if no one party can win the majority in parliament, it means you will have to form a coalition government. This is what it means. It's not a coalition like what we are having now due to the agreement, for instance, which was done as a result of the agreement, like the present revitalized transitional government of national unity. This is the government that came into being as a result of the revitalized agreement. But you are talking about elections in December. And elections creates a different situation, which means that somebody who wins more seats in the parliament will take the government. In this respect, the issue of coalition, of forming coalition government may not arise, because the person with the majority who can run away with this majority is there, someone
and leave the others suffer.
You will be deceiving yourself. So there is need that, and that's what I was telling Omoy the other day when they came to invite me to this. I told them, look, this thing of election and coalition, only after the elections. You cannot talk of coalition before the election. So what will happen now, because we will be deceiving ourselves, somebody is able to organize himself or herself now and organize a party, and they have rallies, while others are not allowed to have rallies or to organize themselves. So we mean that the playing ground is not balanced. We are not on the same level. So this is something which you need to talk about. Because as I was saying today, that people are talking about elections, and you don't ask about why we have spent 8 years without the implementation of the agreement that could have ended up could have in a peaceful and a democratic way ended up the transition. Because this is what it says in the end. So, it is important that you ask questions. In this dialogue, you ask questions about how can we build consensus on how this process can proceed. It cannot go on as a dictation of one political party, for instance. No. The other principle of political dialogue is common ownership of the process. So the process must be owned by all. It cannot be the one party within the coalition, within the national alliance now that can own it. And it has to be owned by all the 12 or 13 parties within the alliance. Because it ensures that the dialogue process from the beginning to the end is an equal exchange between them, rather than a one-sided agenda or a superficial consultation that's taken by one party, which considers itself as the majority party. Equality of status. It means that all the political parties in the coalition must have the same status. They are equal. That with equal respect, dignity, and standing, regardless of social or political rank. Inquiry and learning, stroke and learning. Dialogue means that, as I said before, we focus on deep listening and mutual understanding. This is because in the process itself, you are learning and also unlearning. While you are making inquiries into the situation, you are learning and also unlearning. You have to unlearn some of the false ideas which one had, which the party entertained before. It must have, this dialogue itself, or this political dialogue must have elements of humanity and empathy. Empathy, sympathy, fraternity, that we are all one and human beings on the same status, the same element. So it requires authentic interaction and an openness. Which openness means that you also could change as a result of being convinced. You could change your opinion, you could change your attitude, you could change your behavior. Because as human beings, you are influenced by this engagement that occurs between you and others. Otherwise, if you don't change, then what would be the use of dialogue? If it cannot bring change of attitude, it cannot bring change of behavior, the way we look at things, if it doesn't influence how we conceive reality, then it becomes a useless exercise. There should be mutual respect. This is one of the principles. Because if we don't respect ourselves, then and there is no trust and no confidence, then it is very difficult to proceed. Now, this workshop is a dialogue towards peaceful and democratic end of the RC's transitional period. I think we heard this morning about the processes, especially what the minister talked about and what has already been achieved at a certain level, which has not also been communicated to other members of the other political parties. Political dialogue, this initiative of this workshop with which we are, of the OPP could not have come at an opportune time. It is to engage in constructive and democratic political dialogue, to build consensus on the fundamental issues of statehood, statecraft, and nation building in South Sudan. Statehood and statecraft are two different things. I think it's important for us to understand them, what we mean by statehood and statecraft. Statehood is the state in which we are now, that is South Sudan. We have achieved it through armed struggle and then through political, through self-determination, a referendum and the self-determination. But the statecraft is different from the statehood. It's the art of government and the way it is, which is not a constant thing. It's something which changes, and changes with the political, the environment in the country. And statecraft is linked to state building. I mean, to state building and the state and nation building in South Sudan. The anticipated December elections is viewed as decisive, as divisive and conflictual, as it may not lead to peaceful and democratic end of the transitional period. So if you look at the process as it is going now, it means that it is going to create a lot of divisions. Because you have 39 political parties. These are now in the OPPs. You have the SPLM, you have the SAWA, you have all these are, the elections is not a neutral thing. Elections is for you to take power, to win power. So you are going to the people to sell yourself to the people in order to be able for them to vote for you. So it is division. If anybody believes that it is going to be a simple a unifying process, no, I don't think so. Which means that the leaders, what would be the content of this political dialogue? Okay? We should think about it. What is going to be the content of the dialogue which you are going to hold? Okay? Is it only about the elections?
No.
Is it about the future of the country? Yeah, so these people should be more aware about it. The leaders of the National Alliance or the OPP must think critically the content of the political dialogue we are talking about, whether the dialogue should focus only on December elections or on the future democratic and constitutional governance of South Sudan. I think this one should have come before in the lecture which was supposed to be given by the advocate regarding the principle of the elections, the legal basis of the elections. And elections have principles. And these principles are concepts which every election should strive to uphold. And the Article 21 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights establishes a set of core principles for democratic elections within political elections. That everyone has a right to take part in the government of his country. This is the principle. Directly or through freely chosen representatives. The will of the people shall be the basis of authority of the government. That will shall be expressed in purity and genuine elections not fake elections. Okay? Which shall be by universal and equal suffrage, and shall be held by secret ballot or by equivalent free voting procedure. Like Molongo, you know, where in our villages where the people they line behind the candidate. Yes. There's a free election, but it has to be agreed on by the people first. What do we mean by periodic? Which means that it sets time periods for election. If they say in the United States, the elections are conducted on the 4th of December, 4th of November, right? Yeah. Okay? And the president goes to the office on the 20th of January. This is constitutional, nobody changes it, whether it is Democratic Party or Republican Party. So this means that this is a principle which is what it means by when we say periodic. So elections must be regular and are now unable to be easily changed. So if you can change from December to February or from December to April or May, it's not really regular elections. The election should be genuine. That was genuine change must be a possibility. That is, the government that has failed to convince people should be able to be changed by those whom the people have elected. Okay? But if somebody says in power, no, I'm not going, then that is not election. The government must be able to change depending on the outcome of the election. This similarly applies to the competence of the election organizers. Even the election commission itself should be able to be changed. Change must be possible through a genuine and a well-organized election. And universal and equal suffrage. That means each and every citizen shall have the ability to vote regardless of their social status, ethnicity, level of education, or any other personal aspects of themselves. Equally, the ability to register oneself as eligible to vote should not be affected by any other than age, or as long as they are completely free. Free in the context that can be understood in two ways. Firstly, that individuals should not be able to be prosecuted was supposed to be presented tomorrow. So I was still working on the paper, and when I came here today, I had not finished what it's important that the parties also dialogue on this and have a consensus on them. Because when you build a political program, it must be built on something concrete, something a problem that is real, a problem that can be resolved also through this kind of dialogue. And of course, since this is a lecture, I will talk a little about what I meant by the fundamental issues that afflict the people of South Sudan. Because many of us believe, many of us in the political parties and even outside, believe that the problem, that is the real problem in South Sudan today, is power. And I think it is a wrong diagnosis of the problem. The problem is not power. The problem in South Sudan, which underpins the war of national liberation, was not power. But people made it to look like it was power. The problem that Junubin have been denied is that for a very long time we have not had social and economic development. So our real problem is poverty, is ignorance, it is superstition, it is cultural backwardness. Unless these problems are resolved, let me tell you, they will still come back in one form or the other. Today we are talking about tribalism. How did tribalism come in after we have won the war and we fought as one people? Okay? How did tribalism? And we organized not as political parties, but really as councils of elders, community councils of elders, which is one of the factors in the war that has been through. Okay. South Sudan is considered one of the least developed countries. And if you look at the socio-economic indices of South Sudan, these are indices produced by the United Nations. They are all in the negative. If you talk about education, we are in the negative. If you talk about health, we are in the negative. Instead of talking about power, let us talk about this. This is the fundamental problem. We are considered as poor people. Even though South Sudan is rich, it has potential. Of course, potentially we are very rich. We are very rich. They say we have about 38 million heads of cattle. If you have 38 million heads of cattle, are you rich? Are you a poor person? No. But those who have these cattle, they don't have clean water. They don't have education for their children. They don't have medical facilities. They have no clothes also, they go naked. They have no clothes also, they go naked. Yeah, you go.
That is true.
Don't leave the land. Yeah, you go.
That is true.
Don't leave the land, go to red land, go to the postal land. My God, they go naked. It's not a shame for them to go here. You go. Huh?
Nor meat.
Nor meat. Yeah, okay. Nor eggs, nor butter, nor cheese. So let us think about how to develop them. And this is where we made the mistake from the very beginning. Let me give you another example. When I decided to go to the bush in '86, it was but during the Australia war, found already working with another family. But I decided needed more ideas. It was not just a question of fighting. It was also ideological. If you are for the people, if you really care into a political program for improving the lives of these people. Unfortunately, we found that the SPLA, SPLM had already formed this, and the idea is about fighting now. So we said, no, it's not about fighting. It is about transforming. How do you create this new Sudan? No, it has to be done by people. We have to do it ourselves.
Yes.
So the ideas which we have, because some of us are in trouble, I did my PhD in Hungary under the system to do. They said, no, you are too in a hurry. How can you be in a hurry? Well, we are racing with time. We are backward because, as Nyerere said, that if you have to catch up with the Europeans, those from whom we are now begging for aid and so on, if you have to catch up with them, then we must run while they are walking. This is really true. So there is no time to waste because you have a limited time. If we have to develop this, look at the 40 years we have spent, which has gone without any kind of development. How are we going to compensate for this time? This is at the expense of the generation that will be coming. So, young people, I think, end up here, say that we make it a dialogue. It cannot be a monologue. Let us make it a dialogue between ourselves. But the most important thing I would want to underline is the issue of social and economic development of South Sudan.
Yes.
When we talk of developing our people, we mean that we have to develop their productive forces. The productive forces are the natural resource potentials which they have. Cattle, or camels, or fish in the rivers, or land itself. It's an important resource which must be developed because land without development, without turning it into something useful, it has no meaning. I'll end up here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for the wonderful and lengthy presentation. I believe all of us were following, and we may have some inquiries. So now we are going to give 15 minutes for questions. If there are questions or clarification that you need the professor to do, then we are going to do that. But in brief, للناس بالعربي البروفيسور اتكلم عن حاجات كتير، اتكلم عن المعنى بتاع الحوار السياسي واهميه بتاعته. الدكتور ذكر برضه ان الحوار بتعزز الثقه بين الاطراف، اوكي، للوصول الى حل او حلول مترابطه عليها. وهدف الحوار ده هو واحد للوصول للتوافق في قضايا مهمه زي القضايا الوطنيه او الوصول الى الحقيقه. او الهدف بتاعي برضه انه الجميع يحس انه كلهم ربحانين، ما بزول يعني مسرح بالحوار. برضه واحد من الاهداف بتاع الحوار هو مشاركه واسعه للجميع في اتخاذ القرارات، يعني ما بزول واحد في البلد طالما انه جزء من الناس برضه هم جزء من المشوار. الحاجه الاخيره برضه في الملخص برضه هو يتكلم انه الحوار بيعزز المشاركه السياسيه. والحوار برضه له مبادئ، اوكي، المبادئ بتاع الحوار ده اوكي واحد عدم الاخصاء، يعني ممكن ان تدعوا الحوار وعاوز تقصي الناس ده كوليشن. برضه اثنين هدف مبدا الحوار اصلا هو برضه قبول التنوع وقبول الراي الاخر اذا تسمع للطرف الثاني. برضه واحد من المبادئ الثاني برضه انه احترام المتبادل بين الناس، ده واحد برضه من المبادئ بتاع الحوار. والدكتور ذكر حاجات كثير لكن ده المختصر المفيد انه لازم لابد ان نعرفه. معزي انا ببدا النية الثابتة ولا حقيقي؟ اوكي. سو ده كل ما يختص بورقة قدمه البروفيسور. هذه نفتح فرصة أو دقيقة، يزول فرصة دقيقة واحد، دقيقة واحد، في سؤال.
شكرا كثير. شكر كثير للدكتور أدوك بروفيسور. أنا مبسوط من الكلمات الدكتور ذكر، والكلمة اللي فرحني جدا جدا وأنا كنت متعمق فيه جدا في كلمة بيقولها understanding. نحن الجنوبيين بنتكلم بالunity. United of America بدأ بالunity. Unity الفلسفيين قالوا شنو الunity؟ and unity is what is an abbreviation of 5 words. Unity, understanding بدأ بالU. When we understand each other, and like what we are doing today is dialogue. Let us understand one another to unite. If I do not able to understand you, we fail to unite. If you walk in, there is a word I have to give to you. You is understanding. And what does the N mean? Stand for? N is Nani. Nani, when you nani to somebody of forgiveness, okay, and come to I integrate. What you have, I don't have, and what I have, you don't have. Let us come together for unity. And you have to go for team transparency. Transparency, that's why we are here. We don't have transparency, even in life of our own country. Come to why. Why is a tough English? You don't this, like those who are in the rural country, rural areas. They make motivation, like what SPLM done or in those days. We look SPLM, we look National Alliance way. This way is to motivate us. Okay, you don't. So, أنا مبسوط بالدكتور كلام ده بيقوله ما نقول unity ده. Unity is an abbreviation. This is what I want to clarify for some. Is an abbreviation. Let us understand one another. Let us understand. If you have dialect, the answer from the dictator بتاعنا قاعد يقول شنو؟ في الناس ما شايفين حتى في live في ناس كتير على كله في جنوب السودان قاعدين يفهموا الموضوع ده. لكن they make ignorant. And there is no darkness on this world but ignorance. We ignore even ماما تانيين بدقائق بتاعنا. وده مشكلة ما بيجيب وحدة. وشكرا جزيلا. Thank you so much. This is my statement.
Thank you so much. I think it's loud and clear. I want to clarify something before we proceed. We hear Professor speak for us a very good lecture. What we expect, let us take the question first. Then the recommendation will be later, because you cannot start giving recommendations without the questions. So let us try to give questions so that Professor will answer. Then after that, we can go now back to the recommendation later on. I hope all of us in the same track. Good. Thank you. Yes. 2 minutes. 1 minute.
And number 2, what skills are essential for political leaders to engage in meaningful political dialogue? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Can you
Yes.
please
Can you repeat your question slowly so that you won't put it down?
What skills are... Question number 1, how does the quality of political dialogue influence the public trust in government institutions.
Quality of political dialogue.
Yeah, influence their public trust in government institutions. Then number two, what skills are essential for political leaders to engage in meaningful political dialogue?
What skills?
What are skills are essential for political leaders to engage in meaningful political dialogue?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Is there anybody in this line so that we jump? Is there anybody here? Yes, you go to that. You go pass the phone, the mic. Yeah, the which. Question.
Thank you. I would like to thank Professor Peter Adognyama for the nice lecture we had today. He talked about the hindrances of the democracy. So he said, democracy, there are some defects of the elections. So he said the defects of the elections, one is poverty, ignorance, awkwardness, and sophistication. My question is, if these are the factors that affects the election, my question is, the laws can even affect the election process. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, that's a lady. Yeah. It will reach you. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Advocate Josephine Silva. I only wanted to ask a question about this that I've discussed about the fundamental issues that afflict the people of South Sudan. The first, the poverty and ignorance. This is what I'm going to focus in. My question is, what is the plan to address poverty and basic services after the elections or before the elections? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Dara. Then after that we can give to the professor to answer. Okay. So.
Yeah, thank you, Prof, for your beautiful lecture, but I hope next time you also lecture our leaders. My first question is on the issues of the principles of political dialogue. This is not the first political or interpolitical dialogues happening in South Sudan. What do you think is unique this time that the parties can do? That's my first question. The second question on the election is, do you think this election coming in December has the principles that you have taught us today? And if not, why rush the process?
Thank you. That's a very good question. Yeah, you just coming from. Yes, in the beginning.
So, I want to wish Professor for the one presentation that he did. But actually, I have a question about the political dialogue. And it is not the first time in South Sudan that we have political dialogue. Like it happened during 2016. That is the reason our government agreed to have the 5 prices. But actually, after all in all, what is the benefit of the citizen? Because the citizens are the people that will suffer after all these political parties. So, that is my question. What should be the benefit of the citizens of South Sudan after the political dialogue and you get your share? What are you going to deliver to the people of South Sudan? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very good question. We'll continue dialogue. Yes.
Thank you very much. President, we have received a very good lecture this time. I wish we could have been given more than 10 days, but 1 day is enough. My question is, we talk about social and economic. But my question is, what will political dialogue to bring the change of mindset, socially and economically?
Thank you. Yeah, somebody behind there. Behind there. And then we go to the last person. All of you will ask questions. Still the door is open. I say we have one master of ceremony. We cannot have two master of ceremony. Yes. So what I'm saying, you guys need to abide by, because this is the rule. So I know when I'm going to reach out to the professor.
Thank you.
Proceed.
My name is Atanasio Wood of the National Congress Party, South Sudan. I would like to give a word of thanks to Professor Adonyaba. And before my question, I have one question. Before my question, at mornings, the first session, the talk, gave us a very important word during their war. He said that in their times, they fought, and then because of the Sudan regime, to get us free from the Sudan regimes. But during our time now, we divided our government into community and to joint council. Professor, my question is, what could be the best strategy to the leaders of South Sudan to avoid the tribalisms? This is my question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So let us give this chance to Professor to answer. Then also we can give opportunity to the rest who did not. Those who raised their hand up. Yeah. Professor, you're welcome.
First, I want to thank all those who asked the questions, although not heard these questions well, you know. But the first question was about how political dialogue could influence public trust in government and institutions. Well, when we talk of political dialogue, this is a culture which allows people to sit down and discuss and dialogue their issues. I'll give you an example. When we, in South Sudan, we have, because of many factors, we have not developed this culture, this political culture of organization and action. And it was easy for you to mobilize South Sudanese not to go for political demonstration on the street or procession or strikes. No. Unubin would not go for that. Unubin would go easily for war. You see, this is the kind of thing which we came with from, I mean, those of us who came to the town from the villages, from the communities. Because in the village, it is the person with who is strong, who is powerful, who is the dominant one. So we came with this kind of mentality. It has not yet. Even the way the education in South Sudan was arranged, It was to promote such, not to promote dialogue, not to promote inquiry. You see, to ask questions and no more. No. It was to block your head and only use force. And this was the problem. And this was the difference between us and the brothers in the northern Sudan. Because in the north, they had, of course, I would say, when there was a political problem, they would sit down. First of all, they would read Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and everybody would know. Okay? This is a uniting element in any kind of political discourse. With us, we did not have this. Okay, first the Catholics were fighting the Protestants and so on. This is the part of the colonial policy at that time. So I think the most important thing is that we have to unlearn this thing we came out from our community, from this kind of thing, and develop a culture that allows people to sit down and talk and discuss and be convinced with reason, not by force. And in this respect, it means that when you have that kind of an environment where people talk amicably, then they definitely they come closer, they are coming closer to each other and identify themselves as one people. Okay? This is the essence of all this struggle that we have been fighting in order to produce one nation out of these many different ethnic communities we have in South Sudan. If that is not going to happen and we continue fighting ourselves, it means that we are not going to have this country itself. So this is it is important that we encourage and we adopt this political dialogue as a means of engagement among ourselves, rather than force and fighting ourselves. And the question about the skills, if the political leaders are talking among themselves, if they are engaging, for instance, I'll give an example. If we had engaged politically from 2005, after the death of Garang, to 2011, if we had engaged, all the people of South Sudan, engaged politically, in order to arrive at a consensus on what kind of a country do we want to build in South Sudan, I think the war would have not occurred. The civil war would have not occurred. But because some leaders thought, no, they had more power, they had more strength, they had more, military, and they ignored and marginalized others. And that is why, in the end, we ended up fighting ourselves. There was this issue of the question of poverty, of ignorance, and I think it has come from two people. One on this side and the young lady there. Yeah, of course the link with the elections may not be very relevant now. But it will be relevant when we are talking about peace. Because you don't hold elections in order to go to war. You hold elections in order to build peace. There is a change of power, change of guards in a peaceful way. Why we easily resort to fighting is because, partly because we are still that baggage of poverty, of ignorance, and still we have not liberated ourselves from that. And that is why it is important that we talk more about social and economic development as the real pressing problems which we are facing now, not power, or who has the power today. Because there's only one person who can become the president of South Sudan. Not more than one. Okay? Unless we are looking for problems. But if we have this person, the problems of poverty remains. The problem of ignorance become more informed, more aware about our situation remains the challenge which must be done or dealt with. Because if we don't get rid of ignorance, there was a question about the political dialogue that happened in 2018 and the 2018, yes, and the benefit for the people. Yeah, what happened in 2018 was negotiations, it was not dialogue.
Yes.
It was peace negotiations, and it was also done wrongly. That is why the agreement itself has not been implemented. Wrongly, why? Because the conflict that erupted in 2013 was triggered by power struggle within the SPLA. It did not involve the people in the villages no, it was something within the SPLM and in the top leadership. It did not even affect the and the IGAD region came in to help in the solution. And what they proposed as a solution is power sharing. Now, if you have a conflict that has been triggered by power struggle, can you solve it? Can you resolve it by sharing the same power? Never. Because power is not shared, actually. I would say really, Santo was so good, he accepted that you would have 5 deputies. And 5 deputies and in the power sharing. Where is the good we have that power sharing? What we had, even during the CPA, this power sharing, was that you had a power in the south here, different from the one in Khartoum. But there was the president of the Sudan. Okay, we had the government of Juba, the government of Southern Sudan was a subnational entity in its own right. With this constitution, it has its own army. Which means that you had actually 2 countries.
Yes.
So it was not power sharing in that respect. Power sharing, that's where the mistake is. And it's because the region wants to see us in this turmoil. For many of them, this is an employment for them, and think that this is an employment for them, and think that this is like a God-given thing. Of course, I think without social and economic South Sudan, then if you are a Sudan, then if you are a leader, do you have the heart for the country and for the people? Do you have the heart for the country and for the people? Or you want to be a leader? It is the people who give you the power. Without the people, can there be power? No. I would say no. So it is important that the leaders should have civil servants go without salary for a year, and you don't ask how they are living. So I think maybe we can have more
social and economical development.
Thank you, Professor. I think you answered most of them.
Economical development.
Thank you, Professor. I think you answered most of the questions. Let us sample for them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think, yeah, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance. We have one of the person online. I think also is trying to ask some question. The names? Yeah, you can connect.
كويس. في سؤال من واحد من المتابعين في اللايف، قال كيف يمكن إجراء الحوار السياسي مع غياب الثقة بين القادة؟ كيف يمكن إجراء بين القادة؟ كيف يمكن إجراء الحوار السياسي مع غياب الثقة بين القادة بجانب العنف السياسي بحقوق وطن؟
Thank you. This is online. I think now, yeah. Pardon? Yeah. After I finish from here, I'll jump to your side. Yes. Yes, you can ask your question.
Thank you. It's something that I want to put across. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I started appreciating the right honorable chairman of the National Alliance of Political Parties for bringing us together here. We all believe that we came here for a purpose and to make a difference. And everything that we do here has to reflect to the citizens, so that the citizens know that we have done something that is credible and they can trust us to take leadership or to take power in the future. You know one thing that many people they don't know, most of the time, they say, when they say leadership, it comes from the sheep that is in front, which means those who are behind will follow the sheep that is in the front. And you know, the quality of leaders that we have has to be aligned with how the members of the party are supposed to trust him. Professor mentioned something very profound. He talked about humanity, empathy, and mutual respect. So in these 3 points, there is one thing that is missing out of it that we need to add. And as political parties, we need to make sure the leaders that we trust in are leaders, you know, of good spiritual quality too. That's why they always trust and say we need leaders who knows God. Why? Because decisions that they make comes from the fear of eternity. So you can get humanity, empathy and mutual respect to serve your people when you have some restraint spiritually. So this is one aspect of the things that I need to put across. And when your leader understands the market first, the sheep that comes behind will start understanding the market. Like Professor was saying right now, I'm just summarizing.
Summarize your question. We say this question. Question is very important.
Yeah, I
so you go down to the questions.
Okay. Just a second. I wanted to ask a question. I wanted to make some clarification, but I'll give it as a question because in most of the discussion that we put here, when we look at them, majorly we did not handle up to now the most important part of it, like mechanism of the reason why we are here, because we're here to sign agreement that takes people towards a common goal for a good result of the election of 2026 December. So now here, are we going to have a committee or mechanism set to make sure there's a monitoring committee such that the election will come out as we want, as the people want, and everybody wants? I'm sorry I didn't have enough time. I'm just cutting.
Thank you so much. Your question is smart. You take note of that. Thank you so much. Very nice question. Yes, my. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, ladies. Yeah, we also give a chance to the ladies. Yeah. Your question is noted. Very nice question. Now, my sister, proceed.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. Said good afternoon. I'm by the name Advocate Justice Justin from USSP. My question is two. What steps will the government take to stop corruption and make sure oil money actually delivers to schools, hospitals, and security for the people before and after? Question two. What are the important factors of free and fair elections? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I will come back to you guys. Yes. Yes. Your question, if you don't able to say the question clear, you can put it down and bring to professor. You can write it down. Yes. Continue.
Thank you. I'm Barnaba Kuwelaba.
You can stand up, I think it's far better. You can stand up and then ask the question.
لازم يعني؟ كويس. شكرا بروفيسور الوقت نيابة المحاضرة المقدمة عن الحوار السياسي. فالحوار السياسي ما بقول إننا كجنوبيين. ليه؟ لأنه بنفضل المفاوضات أكثر من الحوار. أنت ما ممكن تحاور مع زول ماسك مسدس وأنت ماسك سكين. الحوار ما بقول عادل. خلال المتابعة بتاعي الحكومة والأحزاب السياسية قبل كم سنة باقي المنشط كان في حوار وطني. مخرجات الحوار الوطني اليوم الليلة ما نزلوا له عبد الواقع، وداني قبل سنة كان في حوار مبادرة للكنيسة وحالة مجتمع مدني، والحوار رجع جهاده، وأيامات بيقولوا في أنتباتي دايلوج وأنا ما أعرفه سلويس. فده اللي بيخليني أقول إنه نحن دايرين ثقافة الحوار أول زي بروف قبل ما يكون في حوار سياسي. أنا داير أتكلم عن موضوع التحالفات كبير تكلمت فوقه، وداير أسأل إنه أنت قلت التحالف المفروض يكون بعد الانتخابات وليس قبل الانتخابات. فأنا كأحزاب سياسية زول بيحاول بيشوف قوة بتاعه، هل بتقدر تخش انفراد في انتخابات عشان بعدها ممكن بعد الانتخابات اللي انت بتلقاه بتتحالفوا، عشان كده الناس بتتحالف قبل الانتخابات. فأيهما أفضل لنا أن احنا قاعدين نشوف التحالف قبل الانتخابات؟ انت قلت التحالف بعد الانتخابات، فيا تنوب الانتخابات بتاعنا ولا الانتخابات زي ما بيحصل في دولنا هذا. أنا في برضه داير أضيف عن الثقافة وقبول الآخر، ثقافة الحوار وقبول الآخر. نحن ما قاعدين نقبل بعض ولو في قبول بعض في حوار. فأنا داير أسأل بروف نيابة، الحوار السياسي مش المفروض يبدأ حوار حوار الأجيال بين جيل القبلينا وجيل بدانا من القاعدين ده. وشكرا جزيلا.
Thank you so much. Yes, go behind. This is dialogue. When we have dialogue, we need to say question and answer.
Thank you very much, Prof. I will give you a special prayer before you leave because we want you to leave with us until we get a system in the country. Go to the sideline here survey. Abia is not there. Those of Abia are here. They are only, it's only the time the sideline survey here is only 12. That is Jonglei State, Lake State, Unity State, Upper Nile, Bihor, Wara, Ruang area, northern Margadal, Eastern Equatoria, Western Equatoria, Central Equatoria. Abia is not there. I don't even know how the electoral commission meet Abia. If you look at if you go back to the CPA 2005, everything was open. And at the up to now, we don't even know where they are not. So as a human rights lawyer who's to deal with human rights issues in the country, so we need to make sure that ABA is being known before we go for elections. If they are here, if those ABA are here, please, you go and make sure that you ask for your right. And for 2 questions, we are going for elections without constitutions. There's no constitution who will govern the elections because the constitution now is the poll and there's no census. So as a bro, can you also make sure that you are the leaders who are here so that people make sure that we don't have to go for war again? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just proceed. Give to the leader. Yes. Question.
Yeah, I was questioning. You are now called from Civil Society Alliance. My question is the following of the politicians. You politicians now, you are making alliance, everything alliance, yes. But you forgot one thing, who support you? The one support you, it is artists, and artists is going with you, and I didn't see them here today. Because the support here, artists are supposed to be here. So I'm here, thank you.
Thank you. Behind there. Behind. Okay.
Moderator, if you are pointing, make sure to focus so that you don't miss us out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Rita Aman from NRP. My question goes, for decades, South Sudanese have carried the weight of conflict and rebuilding our society. If women are recognized, why are they still struggling to access equal influence in political decision? What concrete commitment will this what commitment will this dialogue make to transform women participation from representation into leadership? Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's why I'm focusing. That's why I give you opportunity. Now, with all these questions, I know the question of dialogue will never finish. And always dialogue is very important so that each and every one of us will participate fully. But based on the time that we have, then let us give chance to Professor to answer some of the questions that you guys have raised. Then later on also we can give for you opportunity 2 to 3 people. Then we go for the recommendation. Thank you. Professor.
Well, thanks again to those who asked questions. And, the first question, I think, was from the online intervention. And I think I agree with you. You cannot have dialogue when the leaders don't have trust and confidence among themselves. But of course, trust and confidence are built in the context of engagement, because they don't come like that as free groups. They are built when people begin to understand themselves, they build trust and more cooperation. cooperation among themselves, and they can achieve a lot. The other question about spirituality, and well, I'm not quite sure about it, but because we have seen also even the church is divided. Yeah, because what is dividing them is something they don't want to define, and it is power. It's the same thing that is dividing the politicians, you know. So I think if people think more about the other human beings, then they might feel a bit better and work for the benefit of the people. The question about corruption, I'm not going to answer it. But corruption is something that needs to be fought, of course. We have to combat it in all our. Then the issue of national dialogue. Yes, the national dialogue was there. And in fact, it could have contributed more to bringing people together. But I think because the time it was started and the forces that were behind it, the political forces behind it, were not genuine really. And that it would go to its logical conclusion. It was meant to serve a certain purpose. And that's why the recommendations fell out and it created more problems. The issue of generational dialogue instead of political dialogue. How are you going to organize this generational dialogue? If not along political lines. You have to first organize along political lines. And then within these political lines, like now, you have the youth of the political parties forum, right? Political parties youth forum. That is already an engagement along generational lines. So what are you talking about, young man? The question of ABA. Well, it's always a problem between two countries and no agreement yet. So it remains a problem. What happened in 2011 was just over enthusiasm of Junubin, because I think there were some very powerful Abiy sons in the government. So their influence was so great that they included it in the constitution, the transitional constitution, as part of South Sudan. That was completely wrong. In the international law, you cannot do that on an area that has not been decided. Because the CPA is an international treaty. So you cannot violate it and create your own kind of thing. And the fact that the SPLM failed to, during the interim period, to be able to negotiate the situation of Abyei, of the Nuba Mountains and the Funch area. This is still a blame on the SPLM leadership today. You see, because they themselves were fighting among themselves and forgot how to deal with the NCP as a partner in the peace agreement in order to be able to achieve what they wanted. How can you make the NCP an enemy to you when you wanted to implement certain parts of the agreement? So these are some of the blunders which we committed during the interim period, and now you want to blame it on who? The people of Abyei are suffering because of this blunder. And it's their sons who have created this kind of thing. So honestly, the people of Abia won't be able to even regulate, which is really part of the ruin, what do you call it, administrative area. We have lost it now because of this, the way we mismanage our things. So please let this thing be thought of carefully, and such that the people of Abia should not continue to suffer. Because since the 50s they have been struggling alongside with South Sudanese to be part of South Sudan. I think this is all that is. The questions of Rita, I don't think I will answer them.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is what? I'm from.
I want some sort of report back to you. It's very important. So, thank you so much. Before we close, let us. Thank you so much. Honorable Chair, the Deputy Speaker of the National Legislative Assembly, Cornel Okanmu, the Chairman of the National Alliance, the Deputy Chairperson, Nibor Dinkin, you are highly welcome to the high tables. At this moment, we are going to have a few remarks for the closings. Then after that, we'll be having the declaration of the fundamental principle for the 2026 election signatory by the National Alliance of the political parties. Thank you long. I'm always very short, and we wish everything will finish well. Without wasting the time, the closing remark, we are going to give opportunity Alliance to come and give a close remark, which is 3 minutes. And then we will be having a SEPO, Executive Director, Edmund Yakani, if he's around in the House. We also be having that 3 minutes for the given remarks. And then we'll be having a few, 2 people. We'll be having the Deputy Chair will welcome the Chair. Then our chairpersons will give the closing remarks for this very important event. So without wasting the time, I call upon the South Sudan Civil Society Alliance to come and give closing remarks. 3 minutes.
Right Honorable Speaker, Chairperson of the National Alliance of Political Parties, Prof. Peter Dognyaba, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, Honorable Newell, Chairperson of the Political Party, Head of Specialized Committee, Honorable Deputy Governor, members of civil society, distinguished guests, good evening. I'm honored to address you at this important signing ceremony on the fundamental rights electoral process. I would like to express my sincere appreciation here to make this achievement possible today. Your reduction in commitment to dialogue in reaching consensus is highly welcome. I call upon the government of national unity to prioritize adequate funding for National Election Commission and other political parties concerned in NCRC. I urge the government to ensure safety, security, and protection of all political parties, candidates, citizens to freely participate in upcoming general election. I call upon political party to continue practicing dialogue and resolve the differences.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm here on behalf of Tapan Barili Kosumoi, the chairperson of South Sudan National Youth Union, and on behalf of fundamental principles that will be signed by the National Alliance and also will be witnessed by the civil society groups, advocates, بنقول التحالف ده مبروك لأنه نحن ماشيين للانتخابات we have to sign commitment بتاعتنا. انتخابات ما ممكن يكون فيها مشاكل كويس، وانا بدعو كل الاحزاب السياسيه الثانيه انه يعملوا نفس الخطوه لانه دي فرصه. في ناس بيقولوا انه انتخابات كيف تحصل والبلد فيها مشاكل، لكن لو نحن قرينا الخريطه بتاعت العالم انتخابات قاعده تحصل في حتات كثيره ولسه فيها مشاكل. لو شفت اليمن قاعده تحصل فيها انتخابات، العراق، افغانستان، ايضا احنا انتخابات 2010 لما كنا لسه مع السودان في اجزاء بتاع السودان، لكن الناس قدرت تمشي للانتخابات. الانتخابات دي مهمه بالنسبه لنا لانه حتكون اول انتخابات حصلت في جنوب السودان بتاعت النساء، لانه النساء هم شريك اساسي في العمليه السياسيه في جنوب السودان. أساوي ما تغرد ومكون. بالمناسبة المرأة ما مكان على المطبخ، كلام إنه المرأة مكان على المطبخ ده كلامنا ما حقيقي. أول طباخ في الدنيا ده كان راجل بالمناسبة، اللي هو أبونا آدم. ممكن ترجعوا للكتب انتوا بتلقوا الحاجة، لكن المرأة بشلالتها وحنيتها لساعدك حبيبي شنو يعني هو الموضوع كتب لي ولا يا ريت احنا نشجع نسائنا في انه كده. النساء برضه عشان انه يكونوا جزء ويلقوا حقهم لازم نحن نسجل في الاحزاب السياسيه. ما ممكن تقول ان احنا دايرين حقنا وانت قاعده ما عندك حزب سياسي. لازم برضه نشارك بالتصويت، مين نشارك بتسجيل، نبدا نسجل من ما يقول خلاص التسجيل ده بدا نشارك. انتوا اغلبيه بالمناسبه، يعني انتوا ممكن تحددوا منو يكون في البرلمان ومنو يكون في مجلس الوزراء ومنو يكون محافظ ومنو يكون جبل كويس. انتوا ممكن تحددوا الحاجه دي، لكن ده توعيه انه ترفعوا الغدرات وكده. نحن مبسوطين الليله انه نكون معكم لانه دي خطوه كويسه جدا نحو الانتخابات، وبنأكد استعدادنا كشباب بتاع جنوب السودان للعمل لانتخابات حره ونزيهه، انتخابات تكون تجي بسلام وامن علينا جميعا. شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you so much. With this few remarks, I think we are moving forward, we are moving good. Today is a very colorful day. We are going to give opportunity. His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Central Equatorial State, is among us. It's always a pleasure also to give him a brief
words so that he can also share with us. He's a man of the house, so it is really very important. So, Your Excellency, you are highly welcome.
Right Honorable Cornelia Kwan Mua Kwek, Honorable Deputy Chairperson of the National Alliance and the Chairperson of the Peace, Unity, Reconciliation and Equality Party, the Honorable leaders of the different political parties, and our uncle, the statesman, which we are proud of to be with us here, Professor Adok Nyaba, the members from the civil society organizations, the women associations, and members from the youth, political parties, youth forum, and all the representatives of the different sects, and the other protocols that are not mentioned remain observed. I am pleased to be here, standing firm on this ground of Central Equatoria by proudly saying that we are hosting this program in this state with total pride and upright, as this land has been in the history a cradle for a lot of revolutions. Many minds were here. They planned for the revolution of this country, they planned for the independence of this country, they planned for the establishment of these political parties, they planned for many things. So the land has given us an element, opportunities to strive as a country. To the National Alliance political parties and all the political parties in the Republic of South Sudan, Central Equatoria stands as the best ground for you to start politicking. Not tomorrow, not next tomorrow, but today. The people at the grassroots in the counties so much willing to see the political discourse and dispensation has to be extended to the grassroots, because the majority of our people lives in the counties, Payams, Gumas, and the villages. And such initiative, it is good not only to be centralized in the capital city, but it has to be extended to the states and administrative areas and the counties and the rest. I wanted to assure you that we will continue to cooperate with all the political parties which are working hard as a foundation for the democratic transition, and especially the non-violent political parties which are ready to do any activity in Central Equatoria. We are ready to cooperate with you and ask the support of our people towards this initiative. But also we are calling on the political parties to exercise maximum level of the internal party democracy and discipline, because lack of internal party democracy and discipline sometimes extend the divided people already. Let the political parties be example of how the good governance begin, because you cannot challenge the ruling party if you are not united at the level of the political organizations. If you don't show internal democracy, it is hard to challenge what you don't have. We should start exercising at the levels of our institutions so that it becomes example of what you want the country to have, instead of fighting what you could not provide by yourself. In conclusion, I extend our gratitude to the organizers of this program, and I'm proudly saying that this National Alliance, we are among the founders, and I'm happy that not only just a deputy governor, but among the founders of the National Alliance and one of the members signatory to this institution, and we are looking forward to extend this work with you to the states. We have already started moving to the states, and we need to strengthen the democratic transition, political participation of women, of youth, of persons with disability, so that they become part and parcel of this democratic transition. There is no option than democracy. There is no option than political competition. There is no option than the competition of ideas that will succeed. And I believe that together, united, we will definitely reach the grassroots and transform this country to be the South Sudan that we want to see. Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
Thank you so much, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Central Equatorial State, for the nice work that's been said for these important days. The National Alliance of Political Parties today welcome each and every one of you from a different place to come and attend this important workshop. So from this now, we'll be giving a short break while we are trying to arrange some internal things here so that we are going. After that one, we are going for the declarations of the fundamental principles for the December 2026 elections. And the members and the Council of the Leadership of the National Alliance will be signing these declarations in front of you, and also will be having the witness, the South Sudan Civil Society, and then we have women advocacy, and then we have the South Sudan National Youth Unions, and then we have the political party youth. Yes, thank you so much. Forum. So with these few remarks, we thank each and every one of you. Let us continue dialogues and continue so that we have a new generation who are coming to move where we stand. So thank you so much. Your chairman, your by your Pamela will come back.
Just the next thing. Asa al-Udi yukutan speech kan der
Your tables. Thank you. Let us have one meeting. We are going to finish. Thank you. Right Honorable the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, the Chairman of the National Alliance of the Political Parties, Cornel Opanmu, the Deputy Chairperson, Nimon Denker, all the members of the National Alliance of the Political Parties, the civil society organizations, the youth unions, the political parties forum. Allow me to read this statement of the Declaration of the Fundamental Principle for the General Elections in the Republic of South Sudan, issued by the National Alliance of the Political Parties. It is by our national and historical responsibilities and convenient that free, fair, and credible elections constituted come strong of the wills and democratic states, peace and stabilities to ensure the peaceful transfer of powers and recognizing the challenge facing the Republic of South Sudan. The National Alliance of the Political Parties present the declaration as the comprehensive and national convention around which the citizens come united. The success for this first coming election shall not be the victory for any single party or alliance, but rather than the victory for the nations and the will of its people. It represents the historical opportunity to resolve political difference through the ballot box, to strengthen the national unity, upholding the rules of laws and democratic institutions, and advance the development, justice, and national reconciliations. Accordingly, we committed ourselves to the following principles and call upon all the nationalist stakeholders to embrace them. First vision, to conduct the free and fair, transparent, inclusive, and ensure the national elections that genuinely reflects the will of the people of South Sudan and lay the foundation for the new era of the peace, stability, democracy, and sustainable development. The second objective is to strengthen the public confidence in the electoral process, support the democratic transition, guarantee equal political participations for all citizens, emphasizing the participation of the women's youth powers, reject violence, hate speech, inconsistencies, and discriminations in all their forms. Protect the human rights and fundamental freedoms during all the phase of the elections. Promote the participation of the women and youth in the decision makings. Cooperate with the civil society organization, religious institutions, traditional authorities, national and international partners to emphasize and the integrity of the elections. Commit during the elections campaigns, on the following days and after the announcements of the results. Adopt the national dialogue as the primary means of resolving organization, youth, women, traditional authority, religious leaders, trade unions, private sectors, media institutions, regional together in the spirit of the national responsibility and full cooperation to ensure the success of the first coming election as a share the national responsibility and historical opportunity to strengthen peace, unity, stability, and democracy. We also call upon the citizens to register and participate actively in the elections and exercising their constitutional rights with the freedoms and responsibility for the sake of the nation's future and the generation to come. Conclusion. The declarations represent the national and the moral content among the political parties side. It affirms that the future of South Sudan must be shaped through the dialogue, consensus, and the ballot box, not through the conflicts of violence. The national rights of political parties firmly believe that the first coming and prosperity future. Let us all work together for the nation and belong to all the citizens, where the will of the attached here is the list of the party signatory to and the list of the witness. With this few remarks, the declarations, I now call upon the name of the signatories who are going to sign these declarations. We will start by Right Honorable Cornelio Gonmu, the chairman of the National United Democratic Front. You are welcome.
بعدين مكالمة ما في؟ لا مكالمة عشان ما نوقف وكان في حديث هناك مكالمة
Thank you. Honorable Stephen Borough, Dublin, National Democratic Front. Thank you. His Excellency Professor Kulu Obede, United South Sudan Party. Anybody who signs, you can stay, huh? You don't sit. Thank you. Let us clap for him. Thank you. Let us clap for him. National Liberation Party, Honorable Yusuf Magok. Thank you. Let us clap for him. Honorable Abdul Karim Komon, Acting President, Popular Congress Party.
Vice President, Mr.
Acting.
Vice. You have vice. That's fine. According to our constitution, yes, President. The people have the right to process.
Thank you. Let us clap for him. Thank you so much. Honorable Mustafa Advocate Mustafa John Siri, National Resistance Party. Thank you. Let us clap for him. Honorable Ibol Dinker, Chairperson, Pure Party. You are highly welcome. This is the only women we have. You don't. Where's the women? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honorable Luca Peter Oke, the Deputy Chairperson, United Democratic Salvation Party, Mainstream. Thank you. Let us clap for him. We have Honorable Engineer Adil Mayo from the Socialist Party.
Secretary General. Thank you so much. The last but not the least, we have Democratic Alliance Party, Honorable Benny Duck. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. These are the members of the National Alliance of the Political Parties leadership. So now I call upon the witness, the representative of the South Sudan Civil Society organizations. Devin Badio. Thank you so much. Women Advocate South Sudan. Shirley King. You are highly welcome. Thank you. Let us clap for her. South Sudan National Youth Union, Deputy Chairperson. Welcome. Thank you. Let us clap for him. Political Parties Youth Forum. Charles, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much. Let us clap for him. Representative of the women unions. Is it representative of the women unions around? Yeah, you can come. Thank you so much. With this, we have done with the signatories. Now what we are going to have a group board of this leadership, then together with all the witnesses. I think we are controlling the problems. I think you can listen to my direction, what I'm saying. Yeah, I know that. I know. Thank you so much. Your message is acknowledged. Now, let us have a group photos. We have a group photos. I ask all the media houses. You just come in front. You come this side. You come this side. So let us quiz. Media houses, are you ready now? Media houses, are you ready? Yeah, no.
لا ما تشغل الكشاف اقفل ده اقفل ده اقفل يا الله يا بروجيكتور اقفله بروجيكتور اقفله لا ما لكن نشوف صورة مع ناس
Okay, it's off. Okay, we go. Yes, let us smile. The leadership, you need to smile. You need to smile so that you can follow.
دور لك قاعد معهم سوا يا الله Thank you. Let us clap for his living. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you. The Leadership Alliance, before you go, you need to have one photo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let us take a picture of Alliance, the Leadership Alliance. Yes, the Leadership Alliance. Yeah. Joanna. Good. Thank you so much. Now, I ask all the Secretary Generals of the Alliance. No, you stay with me. All the Secretary General of Alliance to join the leadership. All the Secretary General of Alliance. Secretary General of Alliance, come and join the leadership. So we've been including me.
هاف ستار. لا ما في كرسي بس هاف ستار. هاف ستار بس لكن جوا بسرعة.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, thank you so much. Yeah, you can sit now, you can take your seat. You can take your seat. In case you are handed by something like that.
Good afternoon. Right Honorable Deputy Speaker and Chairperson of National Alliance, all the Chairperson of National Alliance, our guests, our Prof. Peter Ndwamnyamba, all the guests invited. أنا بشكركم شديد من أجل اليوم العظيم الليلة أنتوا جيتوا وشاركتونا فيها، وهذا اليوم العظيم يوم تاريخي، يوم لا تنسى الفخر لرئيس التحالف الوطني للأحزاب السياسية رايت هونربل كورنيليو كون، الذي جاهد وعمل من كل جهوده بكل كامل عقله عشان هو يمثل جنوب السودان، وكمان هو Senator to Agreement 2018، والآن بيعمل من أجل المتابعة أو الإخلاء لنفسه لوطنه العزيز ساو السودان. الليلة هو معاكم هنا وبسببه وبسبب التحالف الوطني بيوري إنه الليدر أو القائد اللي بيكون مواصل مع الشعب بتاعه، متابع الشعب بتاعه، بيتحدث مع الشعب بتاعه في كل الأوقات. الليلة جانا بالفكرة أو بالمبادئ الأساسية لوطننا عشان كيف نقدر نعمل على الأسس والمبادئ بتاع الإلكشن الليلة. نحن بنشكرك رايت هونربل على الإنجاز الكبير اللي أنت عملته الليلة، ودخلت السجل التاريخي للدولة بتاعنا يكون دولة حرة ونزيهة بالانتخابات والتغيير من أجل شعب جنوب السودان. فنحن الليلة بنقدم لك صوت الشكر من هنا ولكل الناس في أنحاء جنوب السودان وفي خارج جنوب السودان المتابعين في الميديا بأنه الليلة كورنيليو كون رئيس التحالف الوطني بيقدم لكم ما هو في وسعه عشان يطلع جنوب السودان لبر الأمان. ونحن الليلة بهذا السبب نحن في اليوم العظيم ده ما يناسب عيد الشهداء. اليوم ده يوم عظيم بنذكر فيه شهدانا ونعمل فيه حاجات الأفضل اللي ماتوا منه من أجله الشهداء دي عشان الدولة يتقدم ويكون نامي بالواجبات اللي بيقدمها الليدرز للشعب بتاعه. فأنا بقول رايت هونربل مبروك، ونحن بنشكرك وبنشكر كل زول ساهم في اللوكيشن ده وكل زول جانا ولبى الدعوه بتاعنا الليله عشان يجينا ويسمع او يشيل معه المعلومه انه ساوى السودان للانتخابات، ناشونال رايس للانتخابات، ونحن نتمنى نستمتع بحقوقنا بتاع الدستور بتاع جنوب السودان اللي بيدينا حق الانتخابات بتاعنا. فنحن الليله بنقول لك شكرا وبنقول لك ما عندنا كلام كثير بنقوله، بنقول لك ويلكم عشان البلد او الكلمات الجميله اللي انت قاعد تقدمه لشعبك ما بتقع الوطن، كل زول بياخده وبيستفيد منه للمستقبل للاجيال القادمه.
مرة تانية السلام عليكم. الحضور الكريم، رؤساء الأحزاب، قيادات التحالف. الليلة ده يومكم، ما يوم ده يوم قيادة التحالف. والنجاة ده يا جماعة كان بسبب بتاع تماسك بتاع قيادة بتاع التحالف. يا وصلنا المرحلة اللي نحن فيها الليلة. إذا كنا ما متماسكين لشتتنا زي ما شتت الآخرين. لكن من 2014 التحالف متماسك ومتواصل، وهو ما بيخلى إنه يمرق بيد من مواطنين بتاع جنوب السودان. فأنا بشكركم جزيل الشكر قيادة التحالف وقيادة المجتمع المدني، وأهم ما فيهم شباب، لأن عندنا برضو شباب رؤساء بتاع الأحزاب. ونشكر برضو شباب الأحزاب إنهم من في أحزابهم برضو مواصلين وجاهدين. وبرضو ما ننسى المرأة، هي مواصلة وصابرة بيعلو. مرة بكون جار النهار كله عشان يفتش شكل العيال، وبعدين يجي راجل في المسا برضه يزحمه بكلام معنا. لكم مزاج سؤالة انت قاعد عني دافع عن حقوق المرأة. ما في كلام كتير أنا ماشي أقوله، ولكن أنا عايز أثبت الوكالة عليه. يا جماعة قيادة التحالف ده بالنسبة لكم التعاون مع بعض والوفاق هو الخيار، هو النجاح. توك النجاح التفاهم وقبول الآخر. انت لما تسمع كلام زميلك الثاني ده النجاح. ما في زول أعرف أكثر من زول ثاني، الناس ده كله سوا. الفرق بسيط، الإيمان. مستوى إيمان الثاني وإيمان الآخر ده الفرق. ما في فرق يا جماعة، ما تقول لي أنا كده ولا أنا كده. إيمانك يا أبو فرقك من الآخر. ونحن في التحالف نحن مؤمنين إن يوم من الأيام هنحكم هذا الدولة. نحن مصممين إنه هنحكم دولة، لأنه ما قاعدين نسأل الناس زي ما انتوا عارفين. ماسك كلام وهو قريب. ما دام انت كان بديت تجري ببيرة بتاع كاونتي، ما دام انت ماشي تكون قبل. انت داير تاكل. فما في رئيس بيشوف نفسه هو اقل. وإلا انت قاعد تلعب. ايه رئيس هو رئيس زي رئيس بس ما عنده مجلس بتاعه وعنده شعب بتاعه وهو بيتكلم في ايه مال. انت ما قال من يزول. المرحله اللي لينا فيه والتوقيع اللي عملناه، وانا ذكرت قبل في افتتاح هنا انه المتضرر الاول ده المرأة، والثاني في الوطن جمهورية جنوب السودان ده يعني نمرة 3 لاقي ضرر. فمن هنا اننا دايرين نساعد الحته ده. حاجات ده كله فيه اكل، فيه موت، فيه قروش، فيه سلطه، فيه بعدها ما جاد ده موجود مفتوح للانضمام. ايه حزب بيرغب انه هو اصلا داير يصل للحكم انضم للتحالف. بيتم من الخارج وما في تغيير بيتم بالعنف. التغيير هي بالتي هي احسن. في البيت زمان قالوا ربنا سأل الراجل، قال يا اخي انت مالك مع المرأة؟ قال يا اخي انا ما بعرفه. طيب كيف؟ ما بعرفه ليه؟ وما بعرفه مش كده؟ ما بعرفه ليه؟ ما بعرفه لأنه ربنا لقى آدم نايم وشال ضلعه ونفخ حواء وبتاع وصلاه نايم. يتفاجأ انه في حاجه ثاني جنبه، عملوه ما في، نايم ربنا شال روحه وكلك حبه وقاعد. عشان كده بقول ما بعرف. يبقى انه في السياسه انت لازم تفكر جيد للي انت ما شفته. تفكر للي انت ما شفته، ما تفكر في اللي انت شايفه. فإننا في الأحزاب السياسية إننا قاعدين نفكر جيد. عشان كده محلنا ادينا فرصة، ادينا فرصة مشت. الوقت الجدى ده وقتنا، ده وقت بتاعنا وياو اتفقنا. إننا كان فضلنا انتوا شفتوا تعالوا قبل ده 11 ديل زول العجوز فيهم ديانا. ده كله شباب. العجوز ديانا. معناه ما في زول كبير في تعالوا، ديل كله شباب. بعدين ديل كله شباب، أنا داير أحكي لكم يا شباب الأحزاب، أنتوا التغيير داخل الأحزاب. الديمقراطية نبلاكم قبل قال كل زول يطبق الديمقراطية في نفسه عشان ينتقد الثاني. ده بمعنى إنه نحن قاعدين ننتقدوا SPLM، وإننا في أحزابنا ذاته إننا ما قاعدين ننفذ الديمقراطية. الديمقراطية هو جزء من الدكتاتورية. الدكتاتورية المنظمة بالقانون دي أو ديمقراطية. من ما قال في حاجة اسمه رئيس، كلام ده انتهى. وإننا ما نقبل كده بس. الديمقراطية في مناطق الديمقراطية ذاتها لما تمشي تدفع للزول تقول سوت لي معناه تشتري ديراته، معناه دي ما ديمقراطية. هسا دسوا قروش عشان الناس يخشوا انتخابات، عشان الناس كون بعدين كان دايرين يدرسوا ما عندهم قروش. أنا داير أقول لكم في ناس اللي ما عذاب وهم دايرين يسمعوا. اسمعوا كويس بلقاس النساء. متى ما دفعوا لك حاجة وسوتها حقك راح. أنت تاني ما تسأل من خدمات ولا مدرسة ولا مستشفى ولا ناي ما يشتروك. دفعوا لك دير مدرسة لشنو؟ أنت ما شلت حقك قبل. بعدها ما كنت حقك أنت ما تسأل من حاجة. عشان كده أنا داير انتخابات يا جماعة طوعا إذا دايرين تغيير طوعا يعني شنو؟ إنه أنت ما داير ده تمشي تشيله مجان تنظف مجان هي زول عشان ما تتمقلب يا أخونا يا أخونا. مالي تخاطف في راسك إنه ماشي تسوت فوقه ده ما تمشي تسجل عشان بكرة ما يقولوا لك يا أخي اسمك ما في كون ديتا. ما كتبت في راسك إنه أنت بتسوت فوقه ده ما تمشي تسجل. ما تسجل نفسك في جوبا دي وبكرة أنت جاي ملين أنت ماشي نملي. أنت ما تسوت في نملي صوتك ده. في زول تاني بيستقل مع اسمك ده ويصوت في زول اللي أنت كنت ما داير. منو سبب ده أنت طبعا. ده حتى إننا دايرين نتمسك فوقه كتير. إنه أهم حاجة إننا طبعا ده ما آخر حاجة لنا كتحالف. إننا قلنا نجد هنا الشيطان هايم وعامل لنا ضغط. قددنا هنا الليلة تحالف الوطن إننا نستمر في ولايات 10 بنفس الشكل، في إداريات بنفس الشكل. ما في زول يخاف إنه في زول هيسأل. البسألك بعدين ده معناه زول ما داير تغيير. البقول ما داير انتخابات ده معناه زول ما داير تغيير. إنت زول داير تغيير ده انتخابات. ما في زول يقول لنا يا جماعة أمني بطال، ما في حاجة اسمها أمني بطال، أمني ده ما بطال. التحالف الوطني هيفتش اتحاد بتاع نيجس دي اللي عندهم اتحاد. يا جماعة الناس دي منظمين لكن بس الوضع ما تمام. يعني قبة المتعلمين في أوروبا ومن يتلقاهم من نيجس. يا تلقى من نيجس يبقى إنه نيجس زين عندهم اتحاد كمان منظمين ولكن الخطأ وين؟ الخطأ وين؟ الخطأ في النظام بتاعنا ذاته نحن ما بدون مساء وما دارين نفتش مساء برام ديبتي قبل موجود دارين نفتش مساء بتاعهم برام فعشان تفتش حقك برام دي أول مشاكل اللي بقى فوق إذا تلقى واحد واصلا قاران وزاجان بوذا اللي هو فوقه هتستخدموا معه إننا كتعالف إننا نعمل مسؤولية بتاع الجماعة دول نفتش الاتحاد بتاعهم وين ونوريهم عشان يكونوا منظمين let them cool down يمثلوا 200 وكان لنا ندور شغلنا اللي ماشيين فوق ده العمر 18 سنة يمشي يسجل عشان يسوي لأنه الحرية بتاعهم هيلقوا عندنا هيلقوا الحرية بتاعهم عندنا كأحزاب سياسية الناس دي عندهم حرية والناس ما عارفين لكن نحن كأحزاب سياسية عارفين حريتهم ويننا نلقى حرية بتاعهم ونديهم حقهم ويمارسوا أمانة لما دارين يمارسوا بالنظام ويكونوا مقتنعين إنه دائما قاعدين يمارسوا حق بتاعهم ما في زول ما عنده حق. زمان وأنا شاب كان الكلاب دي قاعدين بضربوهم في زمن بيجي كده قال شهر كم قال الكلاب بيسار فوقه يضربوهم يقتلوهم. طيب إيه رأيك؟ هسه قالوا في حاجة اسمه حقوق الحيوان ما بضربوهم ليه؟ وقاعدين يسار يبقى إنه نظموهم مش كده؟ نظموهم بقى يدوم دواء وهنا يبقى إنه برضه نفس هاي الناس دي إننا ننظمهم برضه عشان إننا ما نخش في إشكالية جديدة ما الكتاب بتاعنا علينا كده هيكون عندنا مؤتمر تاني زي ده لكن لقيادة التعالف عشان التعالف بعد كده يقرر عندي مرشح بتاعه منو وين وكيف وليه. طبعا الناس وانا في البلد ده لما تقول ليه معناها بتا خلاص بقيت كلمة ليه ده جريمة. هسه الجماعة كان ده يقبضوه بقى معزوزين ما في مال يقبضوه ولا ده كله يا جماعة بقبل دعوة مظلوم ربنا ده بقبل دعوة مظلوم قريب انت زول ظلمك ورفعت يدك لأنه بتفكر وتكلم ربنا بيستجيب. في حاجة لأن ماشيين انتخابات بنرفض دولة البوليسية ما في زول يتقلوا زول. إذا كان شفت لك بيت سما بس كده ونسى مع البيت سما ده إنت عاجبك بيجي واحد هناك بتاع ناشونال سيكيورتي ويكون فوقك جريمة ويشيلك بلو هاوس. طبعا نحن ذات عملنا قانون ده ولكن لما عملناه لحماية الدولة لأنه أنت بتلقى زول بجهاز المفجرات أنت ما عندك زمن عشان تمشي تلاقى البوليس وتفتح بلاغ وهناك طوالي تتعامل معه. بيجا كلام ده خلوه بيدي ده لقوك بسمع البنية كده بلو هاوس ما في زول بسالك تيجي مارك من هناك عندك دنك. طبعا ابن آدم ده كان بيجا تقول شديد بزعل له دنك. إننا بنرفض النهج ده من هنا لأنه إننا بدينا إنه في انتخابات معناه من الليلة وإننا ماشيين لقدام إننا نرفض الاعتقال العشوائي. تشيلوا توديوا بلو هاوس سؤال القضايا مفرقة مش في قضية جنائية في قضية مدنية في كده مش كده بقى في جنوب إني ما في قضية مدنية ما في قضية جنائية كل قضايا ده سكيورتي توالي جهاز الأمني إيجار بيت جهاز الأمني دين جهاز الأمني شير جهاز الأمني يا جماعة كلام ده نرفض من الليلة. أنا جالس في ناس ما دارين كلام ده وأنا داير أوكي كلام ده إننا ناول الليلة نحارب الخوف. طبعا يا جماعة دول كله كلامي ده ماشي كورنيليو بارو مسؤول. أنا قاعد نقول إنه ناس يتمسكوا بالحقوق الإنسان في الأول. يا جماعة خلي زول يعبر عن رأيه، لأنه رأيه ده ما بيفيدك، ما بخسرك حاجة يعني. أسمع له يعني، أسمع له غير ما يوروك. قال المعارضة ده مراعي، أنت اللي لبست في بيتك خلاص قاعد تسرع شارك وتمشي المراية شوف شارك ده كيس تمام مكياج جماعة كده. كان ما في مراية في بيت ده مشكلة. يبقى إنه الأحزاب السياسية ده مراية للنظام يتفز به ويدعمهم ويعملوا كويس عشان يتكلموا كويس عشان يسلع نفسه. طبعا أنا أوقف ما بتريد، لأنه لما يقولوا لي أنت كلمت كلام كثير أنت خلاص توقف، لأنه كون دايرين في محل كده ما نسبب في تيون كده كان بدينا ندوق فوق واسع بقولوا ومالو قاب زيادة كده. أوكي أول حاجة نشكركم كل الشكر في حضوركم وتكريمكم على ملتوى. يا جماعة استمروا بالنهج ده هو الإصلاح. الإصلاح الوحيد أنه يكون في تجمع سلمي فيها نقاش للوطن، فيه نقاش لمصير الأمة. أنبسوا القبلية من الليلة. قول إنت جنوب يا أخي دوك بين جامتك مو جام ولا جامتك دور شورين كده. نقولوا إننا جنوبين. البعض بالإنجليزي يكلم إنجليزي بتاعك ده، البعض عربي يكلم عربي بتاعك ده، ونينا نكونوا ماشيين ونخلي البشر ده من هنا وهنا ماشيين. يقول شيبا كدوال وهنا نكونوا ماشيين جنوبين عشان نخش انتخابات سلمية. الحاجة الأخيرة كانوا يقولوا معلش جماعة في البلد دي زول اللي ناس في البلد كلموا ناس في البلد انه كده يوقفوا كلام بتاع شكل ده شويه بس دقايق بسيط كده بس. انا عارف اللي بخليهم يشاكلوا شنو، اللي بخلي دي جنوبيين يشاكلوا مع بعض انا عارف، لكن بس let them cool down. خليه يسكتوا شويه ويصبروا شويه وإننا نعمل انتخابات هنهيل كل مشاكلهم. والله يا جماعه زول بيجيب بندقيته ويخط. انا فعلا بقى مرشح، ولكن اننا هنرشح ناس على يجيبوا لنا سلام، لانه كان بيك مرشح اصلا نمشي يقولوا طبعا ناس قاعدين بيقولوا قال اس بي ال ام كان سمو انه في زول داير كرسي موت جه، لكن نتمنى انه غيروا رايه في يومين ديل، انه جماعه غيروا رايه بتاع اس بي ال ام غيروا رايه، لانه في كل ولايات وإداريات رد تلقاهم يا أبو قادوا زي الليلة غريب. مشكلة يا جماعة إنه يكون في تجمع بالشكل ده وما في تعبئة حمراء صعب. كونوا تجمع زي ده ما فيه تعبئة أحمر يا أخونا دسيت نفسك. أوكي نينا برضو أنت زولنا جنوبي، لكن هنينا ماشيين لقدام دارين نكلم ناس فعلا انه في مرشحين دارين سلطه، في مرشحين 2 و3 و4 دارين سلطه. السلطه دي ما بتاع فعلا، سلطه بتاع جمهوريه جنوب السودان. السلطه الموجوده دي بتاع جمهوريه جنوب السودان، هي حزب من الأحزاب الموجودة في التحالف عنده الحق. نسوان كان سمعت انه في زول في تحالف مرشح وقالوا منه يدفع $1,000,000 عشان يصدقوا له. طبعا هيتكلموا لنا هذا، انتوا جاهزين تجمعوا $1,000,000؟ جاهزين تجمعوا $1,000,000؟ طبعا نسوان يومين عندهم قروش لانه بيشتغلوا شاي نسوان بيشتغلوا شاي وحاجات بسيط كده، هم بيطلعوا من الطلبة. أيوة عندهم نظام صندوق كمان، ده في حاجة. أنتوا يا جماعة الغاية بيكلم الحاضر يكلم الغاية. إنه الأحزاب دايرين سلطة، لأنه يسمع من هنا بقينا أباي، عملوا 21 سنة في كلا وعملوا 21 سنة فاسدين وما سألناه إننا بعد كده دايرين حقنا. كبار بعد كده. إننا دايرين زول تاني يفوز ويرجع قروش الكوزونو برا. القروش الكوزونو برا ده يا جماعة برجع قفلوا برا. قفلوا تبتي. السلام عليكم. Foto aja dah. Agodo خلاص لسه. ini nama gafon da gano gafon da bita da automatic jama'a ba fi kalma akhira في كلمة أخيرة اللي هو السعفين الكرام وينو أنا أكتب بعربي يا نقدر نكتب بعربي تريزر وينو بيان عشان يدل الصوت بكون فاضي اوتوماتيك اوكي طبعا نينا دايرين نقفل الورشه بتاعنا نعتبر الورشه الليله اننا ماشيين فوقه اللي هو اليوم بتاعه قفلنا الورشه is close وكلوزنج بتاع الورشه في سبب طبعا الستيتمنت ده ولما نقرا الستيتمنت بتاع التحالف الوطني معناه قيادة التحالف يكونوا موجودين معي عشان كان بلو هاوس يبقوا توجذر عشان التحالف الوطني للأحزاب السياسية البيان للملتقى التحالف الوطني الخاص بالتوقيع على إعلان المبادئ الأساسية للانتخابات العام في جمهورية جنوب السودان 2026 بسم الله باسم الوطن باسم شعب جنوب السودان جمهورية جنوب السودان السادة والسيدات ممثلي وسائل الإعلام أصحاب المعالي والسعادة سادة الوساء وممثلو الأحزاب السياسية ممثلو منظمات المجتمع المدني سادة ممثلو الاتحادات والروابط النسوية والشبابية الحضور الكريم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اختتم اليوم ملتقى التحالف الخاص بالتوقيع على إعلان المبادئ الأساسية للانتخابات العام في جمهورية جنوب السودان، والذي جاء بمبادرة من التحالف الوطني للأحزاب السياسية وبالتعاون مع عدد من الأحزاب السياسية والقوى الوطنية تأكيدا التزام الجميع بالتحية المناخ المناسب لإجراء الانتخابات حرة نزيهة شفافة وشاملة قابل الإرادة الحرة لشعب جنوب السودان. وقد أكد المشاركون إن الانتخابات المقبلة تمثل فرصة تاريخية لتنسيق السلام وتعزيز الوحدة الوطنية واستكمال مسيرة التحول الديمقراطي، وإن نجاح مسؤولية وطنية مشتركة تقع على عاتق جميع مؤسسات الدولة والأحزاب السياسية ومنظمات المجتمع المدني ووسائل الإعلام والشباب والمرأة وكافة أبناء شعب جنوب السودان. كما جدد الموقعون التزامهم الكامل بما ورد في إعلان المبادئ في مقدمتها احترام الدستور والقانون ونفس الأنف وكتاب الكراهية واعتماد الحوار والتنافس السياسي السلمي واحترام نتائج الانتخابات. برضه بسلم نمشي قدام. ايوه. واحترام نتائج الانتخابات التي تعكس الإرادة الحرة للناخبين وفقا للقانون. ويعلن التحالف الوطني للأحزاب السياسية جاهزيتها الكاملة لخوض الانتخابات العامة المقبلة في جميع مستوياتها من خلال مرشحه وبرامجه الوطنية إيمانا منه بحق الشعب في اختيار قيادته عبر صناديق الاقتراع. يؤكد التعالف إن التسمية مرشحه للمنصب رئاسة الجمهورية جنوب السودان وكذلك مرشحا للمناصب الدستورية والتشريعية الأخرى ستتم بعد استكمال المشاورات والاجتماعات الحية القيادية للتحالف وفقا للوائح والأهليات الداخلية المتفق عليه. كما يعلن التحالف الالتزام الكامل بجدول الزمن والإجراءات المنظمة التي أقرتها المفوضية القومية للانتخابات والأمل معا بروح التعاون والاحترام بما يساهم في إنجاح العملية الانتخابية بحق أعلى درجات النزاهة والشفافية. وفي هذا المقام يدعى التحالف جميع الأحزاب السياسية التي لم تنضم بعد إلى هذا المبادرة الوطنية إلى الانضمام إليه والمساهمة في بناء التوافق الوطني واسع يتضمن إجراء انتخابات سلمية تعزز الاستقرار ووحدة الوطنية. كما يناشد جميع المواطنين التسجيل والمشاركة الفعالة في العملية الانتخابية باعتبارها حقا دستوريا وواجبنا وطنيا. ويدعى الشركاء الإقليميين والدوليين لمواصلة دعمهم الفني واللوجستية للعملية الانتخابية بما يعزز نزاهتها ومصداقيتها. وفي الختام نجدد العهد أمام شعب جنوب السودان بأن تزل منافسة سياسية قائمة على برامج ورؤية وطنية، وأن يكون الاحتكام دائم إلى إرادة الشعب وصناديق الاقتراع حفاظا على أمن البلاد واستقرارها ووحدتها. عاش جمهورية جنوب السودان موحدا وآمنا وديمقراطيا. السلام عليكم. كده قفلنا خلاص. التحالف جوا، التحالف جوا.
بالآب والابن والروح القدس أبونا السماوي نسألك بهذا الزمن يا رب لعلنا تعليم من حجة ناس يا رب. أعطينا حكمة عشان نسعى البلد اللي قدام. لعلنا الأبناء الجايين ورانا إن أيامنا بسيط في الدنيا يا رب. لعلنا الأبناء الجايين ورانا إن أيامنا بسيط في الدنيا يا رب. وتقول الإنسان خلقت بزمن بسيط زمان الله نعمل حاجات كويسة للبلد ده عشان يعلم علينا يذكرونا. التحالف وقاعد يسوع العالم والصلوات بسليم. اليوم أنا متأكد تلقوا بركة في بيتكم في عيالكم عشان نسير البلد اللي قدام. ربنا عافينا واغفر لنا خطايانا لأننا ماشيين سلامة من الهوات الشوارع من الناس اللي ما دايرين الناس يكونوا كويسين. ربنا اغفر لنا خطايانا نسأل كل يوسف علينا سيدي يسوع المسيح بسم الاب والابن والروح القدس امين.
Thank you so much. Muslim friends, Ahmed. Listen. We finish with the Christians, then we follow with the Muslims.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنزل قوما ما أنزل آباؤهم فهم غافلون.